Well, Dalton, you're finally gonna bag it at legal aid, huh, pal?
Yep.
What about the fight for the underprivileged, the homeless, and the destitute? You know what I'm talking about, the good fight, pal?
Pap and dribble, blood. Just liberal pap for the multitudes. Okay, let's do it.
Okay. These I gotta prosecute. These I'm willing to let cop a plea. You take the whole package. I let these go for time served. It's beautiful.
Yeah, man. All right.
Groovy. This is not a going-away party, Dalton. I can't live with that.
Come on, home. It's my last week in the jungle, then I'm finito.
Buy the next 6 lunches, too?
No guts, no glory.
Oh, baby. Dalton, I never figured you for this upwardly mobile bullshit, man. It is a sellout.
Hey, blood. The substance of law in America lies in keeping the money of this country out of the hands of the widows and orphans and in the hands of the major insurance companies who know best
how to manage it.
Hey, Susan.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
Hi. From the looks of you, I'd say you found your insurance company.
Yeah, Wall Street, next week. You don't exactly look like chopped liver yourself.
Thanks. Oh, once again, I see that justice is being served for lunch. Here, you forgot this one.
Just your average crack-dealing cop killer. It's no big deal.
Yeah, but I haven't interviewed him yet. It could be innocent.
Bloody likely. Still, I'm impressed you still care about minor details such as that. I'll meet you over at the pier.
Hey, you got it.
I'll see you in court.
A little history there, pal?
Yeah, the whole world, man. What'd she mean, see you in court?
Probably talking about that cop killer you got in your hand, pal.
What are you saying? She's a public defender in Brooklyn.
Hope she's not.
No?
She's the new assistant DA.
Come on. Is that straight?
Tag him and bag him, man. You're dead.
I'm not going to conceal this fact from you, and I apologize to my humble colleague, the district attorney, for snatching that ham bone from her plate. However, I do promise to use every means of persuasion I can muster to prove to you that my client, Michael Jones, did not commit the crime of first-degree murder, but that he in fact shot Officer Patrick O'Leary in self-defense.
Humorous yet restrained, rhetorical yet substantive. You managed to cover everything except the will of God.
I'm saving that for my closing.
I thought so. You cleared for miracles?
Cecil B. DeMille will be proud.
I'm glad I have a front row seat.
Okay, what's the deal?
No deals today, buddy. You missed that boat. I'm taking your boy to the
I'm
max.
not talking about that deal. I'm talking about this deal. What gives here? What do you want from me?
Do I look like I want something?
Look, why don't you take your mind games and run them by those dorks at the ACLU, because I don't have time for this bullshit.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Your star is rising in the financial arena.
Correct.
Complete with Miss Wright, I hear, too.
Hey, look, Susan, I loved you better than anybody's ever gonna love you in your lifetime, and you left me holding the bag. You took a hike, remember? Now, I can't figure it, but I pull myself together, I move on.
I said, does the defense have any questions?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Your Honor, we have some questions. Officer Varelli, when you came upon the scene, you recognized the deceased to be a police officer, is that right?
Yes, I did.
In fact, you knew him to be an undercover police officer investigating narcotics in your area, correct?
That's correct.
When you approached Officer O'Leary, he was lying on the ground unconscious.
Objection, conclusion.
Sustained.
Okay, Officer Varelli, his eyes were closed?
Yes.
He was not moving?
No, he wasn't.
It was clear to you that he was not in any semblance of mind?
Objection, conclusion.
Sustained.
Officer Varelli, when you arrived upon the scene, were there any other police officers in the proximity except for your partner?
No.
Well, to the best of your knowledge, isn't it correct police procedure when an officer is going to make a narcotics arrest on the street to have some sort of backup presence, some sort of assistance, some sort of support or protection?
Usually that's the case.
Well, Officer Varelli, in your experience, don't you find it highly unusual if an officer is going to be engaged in the dangerous circumstances of a narcotics arrest to be proceeding alone?
Objection. Your Honor, this is conjecture. What is usual for Officer Varelli may not be usual for someone else. Patrick O'Leary was an undercover policeman. What his particular procedure was, we do not know.
Sustained.
In any event, Officer O'Leary's partner, never arrived, nor did anyone else resembling a human being who claimed to have any work with him. True?
That's true.
So what you saw a man lying on the ground who was shot, but you did not actually see anyone do the shooting, did you?
Of course not. I already said I wasn't there, but it's obvious what happened.
No, I submit to you that it is not obvious what happened. It is not obvious, but it is fair to say that you assumed what happened because you were not there, Officer Varelli, and you did not see what happened.
Right. I already said that. Right.
And your assumption was that Patrick O'Leary, in the middle of a narcotics arrest, was shot by Michael Jones. But since you were not there, you could assume anything. You could assume, as a matter of fact, that maybe Patrick O'Leary shot himself. Or maybe you could assume, because you were not there, that Patrick O'Leary did not identify himself as a police officer because his badge was not out. And you could assume, Officer Varelli, that Patrick O'Leary pulled his gun out first and shot Michael Jones, planning to kill him and steal his money and his drugs.
Objection!
Could you assume that, Officer Varelli?
Bullshit.
Mr. Dalton, you will please approach the bench.
Now, Mr. Mastrangelo, you stated that you owned and operated a reputable, honest, exotic automobile business, right?
Yes, I did.
The Casa Doro Custom Car Emporium, correct?
That's right.
Sounds like a brothel in Tangiers.
Objection.
Sustained.
You also stated that Officer O'Leary purchased a customized turbo Porsche Cabriolet.
Right.
And that he paid $87,300 for it?
Right.
How did he pay for it?
Cash. He paid cash.
And did you give him a warranty?
No.
Did you give him a receipt?
No.
So, in fact, there is no record of this actual transaction.
Well, we have some records. But we recently moved locations, and they got lost in the shuffle.
So you would just have this court take your word for it that this actually occurred?
Well, it's the truth.
Oh, and you would tell the truth because you're an honest and reputable man.
Objection, Your Honor. The district attorney is obviously badgering and ridiculing this witness.
Overruled.
Isn't it a fact that on February 10th, 1984, you were convicted of trafficking interstate stolen automobiles?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. Miss Cantrell.
No more questions.
I'd like to give you a few words from the book of Matthew, if I may, chapter 10, verses 26 and 27. There is nothing covered up that shall not be uncovered. There is nothing hidden that shall not be known. Whatever I say to you in the dark, you must repeat in the daylight, and whatever is whispered, you must shout from the rooftops. Now, the truth ain't always pleasant. But the truth, however, is always the truth. Now, the prosecution would have you believe that this is just some simple, straightforward case. A bad man shoots down a decorated police officer in the line of duty to avoid one more in a long series of endless arrests. However, I say that Officer Patrick O'Leary was not working in the line of duty Friday night, October the 9th, and I say that Officer Patrick O'Leary made a lot of money stealing from drug dealers. And I also say that Patrick O'Leary on Friday night, October the 9th, didn't even bother to identify himself to my client, Michael Jones. If he had, he'd be alive today. You've already heard Michael Jones acknowledge to you, admit, confess time and time again under cross-examination by the district attorney that he considered it standard operating procedure, simply the cost of doing business to pay off cops. But Officer Patrick O'Leary pulled out his gun before he pulled out his badge. And my client, Michael Jones, thought he was some kind of nut. Hey, so would I. Wouldn't you?
The jury finds the defendant not guilty.
That's great, Mike. See you in jail.